Hello, everyone. Just trying to find myself on the Facebook, not Facebook, but the Facebook, and making sure that my mat is straight. Nothing worse than a crooked mat. Anyway, I'm here today with a great launch and some things to share with you, so don't mind me trying to get a little bit straighter. Sorry about that. So we'll wait just a few more seconds and get started. So we were supposed to get a big snowstorm today, and we got a dusting. They canceled school. They canceled doctor's appointments. They canceled everything. And here we are with a dusting and absolutely no trouble at all. But it kept a lot of people in, off the road, snow day. I'm hoping people enjoyed it. It's actually beautiful here too. It's not cold at all. So welcome to the Perfect Pairs launch tonight. I'm also going to share the new backdrop number 2 dies with you. And I'm going to show you some examples. We're going to go through the kit for Perfect Pairs. I'm going to show you some examples of the backdrop dies in use. And we're going to create a card together. So stick it out. I also want to tell you about a new item that we have. It is the reverse tweezers. You will see me using this tonight and at the end of this live when I create a card with you. What happens with these and why they're so great is because you don't have to hold them like you do tweezers for your eyebrows. You just squeeze them. It hooks onto what you need, and then you don't have to squeeze anymore. So there's no effort unless you just at the beginning when you squeeze the item that you want to hang on to. That card was a little heavy, and I'm surprised that these tweezers really work. So they're considered reverse tweezers. So it hangs on for you without any effort. So right now it's closed. It would be hanging on. You just squeeze it once, put in what you want to hold. And these tonight are going to be free with a $69 gift. You'll have the choice at the end of your order to put this, or once you hit $69, to put this in your cart. If you do put this in your cart and opt for the free gift, then you will not be able to use your Crown Rewards or any other coupons that we might have. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to set these right here because they're so pretty. They do have the Queen logo, and of course, are the branding pink that Queen uses all the time. So let's get started. I'm going to move these samples because we're going to go through them later. But these samples you haven't seen yet because I just finished photographing them and sending them to Wendy today. But on our website, there are so many examples of the Perfect Pair kit. You've got Greta, we've got Linda that are helping us with designs, and we've got some really great cards, really good examples. And the great thing about our team is we've got a different range of designers or different types of designers. For example, sorry, I'm just trying to straighten you. I'm sometimes a little bit minimalist, or I go overboard. I'm confused on who I want to be. But Greta is just beautiful. Her cards are very, very much like what we would create into a sketch. They're covered really well. And then Linda has been helping us out lately, and her cards are just darling. And sometimes we also have Ginger, who gets the opportunity to take a break and do some creating with the items that she created. So what I want to do is go through what is going to come in your set or the kit for Perfect Pairs Shape Shaker. Now the difference between a Shape Shaker and a specialty kit is the shaped shakers do not come with paper or shaker bits. So a specialty kit does, a shaped shaker does not. Say that 10 times twice. So this die, this kit includes 29 dies, a 4x6 stamp set, and 27 foam and acetate shakers. If you haven't already determined or figured it out, it's Perfect Pair. So what good things go together? Chips and salsa, peanut butter and chocolate, or peanut butter and jelly over here, bacon and eggs, milk and cookies, And then we have several stamp sentiments that I'll go over with you. So it does come with little peanuts, berries, a tomato, a pepper, a hot pepper, and an onion. And then you also get this little taco chip. Oh, I love it. It's adorable. And there's also lines for the bacon. Super fun. So this will be in your package, in your kit. It'll be packed with it. This will also be packed with it. This is a die guide telling you what top, sorry about this, I'm trying to hold it still. What top goes with this jar, what label, what types of things you could put on the label. In the jelly jar, what top comes with it, what label, and what goes on the label, if that's what you choose. Then we also have the peanut butter jar with the chocolate again. And then we have the bag of chips and how that gets layered on. Here's the jar of salsa, which on my first card, when I intended to make peanut butter and jelly, I made peanut butter and jelly in a salsa jar. But who cares? It's my card. It's not a mistake. You just do what you want to do. Be creative. But being a designer for the team, I should have known the difference, but I did create jelly in a salsa jar. So here's the bag of chips and the salsa again, and then here's the egg and how this gets layered with the bacon. You're going to do 2 strips of a lighter color to get it looking like bacon, the egg with the big sunshine in the center, and then milk and cookies. And that is super fun. I mean, who doesn't like all these pairings? This also will come in your kit so that you'll be able to reference this as you're going along and creating. Let me set this aside. You have a stamp set in your kit, and I've been using these stamps, so forgive me for some of them having a little bit of dye, ink dye on them, or being a little bit off-centered, but we have so many cute ones here. We Go Together Like could be used with chips and salsa, milk and cookies, peanut butter and chocolate, peanut butter and jelly. Super cute. Let's do breakfast or lunch. I like lunch. I like breakfast for lunch. I like breakfast for dinner. We were made for each other. We're mad for each other. However, drop the E. Don't Go Bake in My Heart. That's super cute and funny. Some things are just better together. You're all that in a bag of chips. And then we've got, I love our friend Chip. Over here is chip and salsa. Chocolate helps. So I like this. Life happens, cookies help, or life happens, chocolate helps, or life happens, chips and salsa help. I mean, true. All of those are definitely true. Friendship goals, chip chip hooray. A lot of different puns for the different pairs that we've made in this kit. So it's kind of cute and clever. And you can mix and match and make that work however you'd like. In this kit, you will get the foam, like I said, but you could also purchase a pear refill. This will help your kit go further. So you can make 3 more of each shaker with this refill. We do recommend that you purchase these. Sometimes we do run out quickly, so be sure to grab these while you can. And these are the dies that are actually in the kit. I've separated them because this is what we're going to create a card with later, and I wanted to have them out and for you to see. But you see the egg, and here is the outline die for the egg. You can also purchase the outline die. So the outline dies make cutting acetate easier. They make cutting a background for your shaker much, much easier. They are not included in the kit. However, tonight we do have a bundle that will be the kit, the outline dies, additional foam, the foam that comes with it, and the stamp set. Or you could just purchase the dies, the kit alone without purchasing additional foam or the outline dies. It's completely up to you. There's many options that might be fitting for you. So here are all the dies. Like I said, super fun. I'm going to set that aside because we're going to start working on some samples that I wanted to make sure that I showed you, but I also wanted to make sure that you knew about this tweezer. Oops, I couldn't get it out. I buried it, and it was one of the first things that I wanted to talk to you about. So here is the tweezers and showing you that if you purchase $69 worth of merchandise, you will get the tweezers for free. $69 if you order the bundle of the pairs, that will cover that right away. So I'm going to set this here for you to remember. And I don't want to set my tweezers too far away because I want to be able to use those in a few minutes. But I did want to talk to you and share some of the samples. Now, I am not as computer savvy as Ginger is, so I'm going to individually show you my cards because this is what I have on hand. You can refer to the website for additional designers' cards, and you will find a lot of inspiration. But one thing you will find in all of my cards tonight, there's a commonality, and that would be these brand new background die number 2, backdrop die number 2. So these are amazing. One thing about the backdrop dies is they're very much like a embossing folder or an embossing folder, except you don't have to change the plates in your system in order for these to go through. You run these through just like a regular die. Now, these 3 will emboss your cards or the back of your paper, your cards or whatever. And these 2 will pierce and cut out pattern. You can see my white cardstock stuck in all those holes, but could you imagine poking every single one of those out? So you can see my paper because I've been using them a lot. So you have 2 different styles that will actually cut out shapes from your paper, and then these 3 will stitch. And I need 17 hands. There you go. So you'll get 5 in this bundle, and it's on sale tonight. So it's before sale tonight. So make sure you go and you check that out. So we've got the backdrop dies and then the tweezer deal. So if you want to get that. So you'll see that I have a background die on all of these cards. But here I did the chips and salsa. I did the chips out of a really old piece of paper that I had. I swear it's probably from when I first started scrapbooking 25 years ago. So anyway, that paper works too. I had decided to layer 2 different border dies right here on the bottom. So what you want to do when you are using our plates, our backdrop plates, is if you want to put this design on a smaller piece of paper or on a die cut that you've cut out, cut the die cut first and then run it through on the backdrop. If you do the backdrop first and then you want to cut the shape, you will flatten all your design and it won't be as prominent. So be sure to remember that little tip. So here is the little shaker. I put some green, orange, and red in there so it would look like salsa. If it were my real salsa, I would not have that hot pepper in there. No siree. I can't handle the heat. So here is the salsa jar made into jelly. And I paired the peanut butter and jelly. Oh, and I just peeled the whole back card off the front of the card. Sorry about that. So peanut butter and jelly here. And then, of course, we have bacon and eggs. If you look really close, you will see the pattern on this white paper. That's why I left quite a bit of that white space. You can see the texture from the backdrop die. And then I didn't want to have a whole lot of bling because I wanted you to take notice of the big yellow dots in the egg yolks. I thought it was fabulous. Anyway, I love it. Super simple card, but it packs a punch, that's for sure. So are bacon and eggs your favorite pairing? Oh, wait, I don't want to show that one yet. So this one I designed and I got done with it and I wasn't a big fan. I don't know why. Maybe it's too matchy-matchy with the pink and pink. I don't know. Remember a while ago we had these fruit stand Fimo pieces? I just pulled out some strawberry and put it in my strawberry milk. And then I intended this one to be banana milk and chocolate milk. So what's your favorite milk? I have heard that there's coffee milk out there and there's, blueberry milk up here in New England, since blueberries is such a thing, but I don't like it. Have you ever had blueberry milk? Drop a comment. Drop a lot of comments in this, on this live. You'll be answered. If you have a question for me, I will go through the questions later and respond to everything that you might have for me. So this is a tip I want to make sure that I tell you about. It is the cookie die, and I'm trying to grab it real quick. So it's intended to be a sugar cookie, I believe. So here's the outline, and then here is what would be that's the sugar, I think, or the outline of the sugar. I can't remember. I'd have to put it together and try. But instead of making a great big sugar cookie like this, I use the inside of the sugar cookie to make a small chocolate chip cookie. And all I did was add some brown embellishments so they look like chocolate chips. You can try to make all kinds of different cookies if you want to. So I'm hoping that you like this one. And you can see the backdrop die in the background there. And I just put a gem in every single flower that was showing. And this one is my favorite. Again, you can see the backdrop die here. This one is super easy, super simple. And I wanted to find out what your favorite chocolate was. Do you like white chocolate, milk chocolate, or dark chocolate? I'm right in the middle, and I want milk chocolate. Now, I will eat white chocolate, but I will not eat dark chocolate unless it has caramel, nougats, nuts, all those good things. You have to tempt me with what's inside to get me to eat a dark chocolate. So I'm going to set these aside for now. And again, I use those backdrop dies on every one of these perfect pairs. And I'm going to set aside some of the other items that we've used. But these are a little bit older, these cards. These are from our, our Woodland Critters. And I wanted to just show you where I use the backdrop dies again. Can you see that backdrop? All the stitching and the embossing detail on the back of this card. And I also used it, actually I used the same one. I should have used a different one. You can see all that detail in the background. Therefore, the paper just lays right on it, and it already creates a lot of detail for you. Hoping you can see that okay. And I'm hoping you can't hear my dog snoring underneath me. Because it's happening, people. They're definitely below me. So I wanted to show you a card that I made right before I came onto this live. And we're going to make one together. Here is a red berry jelly. And I wanted it to have a punch. So I tried to do everything red that I could. So I did a red topper for the peanut butter. I did red embellishments, a red background. I did a red jar with the raspberry type top with the same colored raspberries. And these in here are a lighter pink, but on that red it shows up as a darker red. And see how they're just shaking and they're so much fun? And I love double shakers. Love them. On this milk one, I did a triple shaker. Have you ever done a triple shaker? I think they're fun. Of course, these may not be the ones that you want to mail right through the post office with a regular stamp on them. You'll want to put them in a padded envelope, take them to the mailbox, or hand deliver these type of cards. So we're going to create this card together, but we're going to do blackberries. So instead of red, I've decided we're going to do purple. But I want you to know, I put my sentiment on this one a little too high and my two shakers a little too low. So I just took a piece of red paper and tucked it in there for a little something to fill in that extra space. So we're going to leave this one right here, and we're going to create a purple blackberry together. Now I have done some of this work, or I have put some of this together already, but some of it I have not. And so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to talk you through it and my process. I'm going to get my little squeaky chair. There's, you know, you can either listen to my dogs snore or you can listen to my squeaky chair every time I move. It's vintage and I just can't part with it. I love it. So this one, if you look closely, and I'll try to hold it up, you can see how thick that is. It's got foam tape behind this red. It's got the foam that on the peanut butter and the jelly that help make the shakers. There's foam behind this. This is a thick card. This is one that you're definitely going to hand deliver or put in a padded envelope. We're going to try to make one here that's a little bit thinner and might get through the system, the mailing system, but it may not. You may also need to put this in a padded envelope as well, or hand deliver it, or put a little bit of extra stamp on it to get it through the mail. But we're not going to make it as fat and chunky as that one is. That one is just a little too much. All right, let's get this. This is one of our foundation dies. I used a bunch of different triangles for this to create the front of this card. Now I'm just going to tack down my card so it doesn't keep popping up on us. And I love, love, love this darker purple. Now this, on the red card, I put foam tape behind it, but we're not going to do that. So we can just go ahead. Oh, I didn't want the polka dots. It's a little too late, but it's not a big deal. I wanted the chevron side, but we're going to do double polka dots. And try to put that right in the center if your eyes can work and do that for you. Okay, and here is a smaller rectangle that I cut out and put the one of the embossed backdrop dies. So I cut the the rectangle first, and then I ran it through my machine with the swirly styled backdrop die. If I did the backdrop die first, it wouldn't have as much detail because I would put it through and flatten it out. I hope that makes sense to all of you. So now I'm going to add this to the front of my card as well. Again, we're just replicating the red card, just with a different color, and we're trying to make it a little bit flatter. Are you guys still there? I'm hoping you're still there. On Facebook, it says that my video has ended, but it looks like I'm still here. I just had to refresh my screen. Sorry for the delay. Okay, so I love all these old type of jars to hang on to things. Let's see if I got everything out of there. Okay, so I want to all I did was add the foam to a cutout piece of purple from the outline die and put that directly down on my foam. And I chose a couple of different colors to fill these guys set that aside in case I don't want these to jump or move once I get my toppings in there, because if I do, they will go all over the place and make a mess. But here are my acetates. I just used Queen Sticky Note. You can just use regular sticky notes if you want to. And it's holding both of my acetates. Right where I older color toppings that I find are just perfect for the peanut butter. And I am an overstuffer. You do not have to use as much toppings as I'm using. I just love it. I adore a overstuffed type of oh my goodness, a shaker. So I really want to make sure that I fill it to the max. You certainly don't have to. I want to make sure that when I put the top on it and close it off or seal it off with acetate, that there's still a lot of toppings, that they all don't fall to the bottom. So I want to make sure my acetate is ready, and then I'm going to carefully remove the outside sticker piece, and I'm going to, oops, I got a ball stuck out on the outside. And then I'm going to get my acetate cover and place that right down on to my shaker. Now what I'm going to do is use my reverse. I went to grab these as my reverse tweezers. So I'm going to grab the outside of this. It's got some stitching, so I want to make sure it's the outside and not the back side. So I have that correct. And I'm going to take a thin line of adhesive, and I let the tweezers do the holding for me because obviously it just makes things so much easier for me, and you'll find that it'll make it easier for you as well. So carefully place one corner, make sure it's lined up, and once you think that it is, put something heavy right on there and move on to your next thing and give that a little bit of a break while it tries to stick to each other. So I concocted a little different, I already put a topping mix together for the purple. I used 3 different toppings. I'm trying to get this runaway so we don't lose that. And I'm just gonna fill up my little shaker with what I already created. Ooh, this one might be a little overfilled even for me, and that's saying a lot. So you gotta be careful not to, as you're peeling this up, jerk your shaker at all, because those toppings will go everywhere. So I just poke something down in between the topping balls and hold it in place so that I can carefully get my sticker off from around the edges. And there we have it. So for this one, I did go a little bit above, but this is okay to make a mistake here. All you have to do is take scissors, trim it off a little bit, trim off the plastic acetate that is showing wherever you don't want it, because you don't want it to be seen outside of the paper that you're about to add, but it really doesn't matter as long as most of it is stuck to the sticker. You will be fine. So I want my reverse tweezers again. They're going to hold my piece for me while I add some adhesive, a thin line of adhesive. There we go. And I want to put this top on. I really wanted to do like vellum for the jar, but I worried that you wouldn't be able to see my toppings inside, so I opted not to do the vellum. All right, now this is the top that I chose for the top of the peanut butter jar. Does it match? Well, we're gonna find out once it gets stuck on there. If we don't like something, we could always recut it and place it directly right over the top. All right, there we go, perfect. Look from the back, make sure that you think it is as good as you want it to be. And there we go, we have our little jar, peanut butter jar. And now, where did the top go for the jelly jar? We're gonna have to cut one on live TV. I know there's one here because I cut it twice. But just like a normal crafter, we lose things, misplace things. So I do have some dark purple. I have some, maybe I'll do some patterned purple, and I will locate soon as I get done with this, I will find everything that I'm looking for. But we're gonna run this through my friend's cutting machine. If you'll just forgive my noise for just 1 second. Just run that right through there. Yesterday, when I was planning on doing this live and prepping for it and getting everything ready, my machine broke. So I frantically had to find a friend who had one, and I'm borrowing hers for a little bit. Luckily, she didn't need it today. All right, here we go. So I just made a new topper. It's probably not the color that I wanted, but it's the color that we have now. So just make sure that it's where you want it placed, and you can add that again. So let's decorate the peanut butter jar. I am going to decorate the label before I place it down on the little shaker. I don't know why, I just feel like that might be a little bit helpful for me. I'm going to use my reverse tweezers to grab a hold of these guys so I can put them down where I want them. Just a little bit of adhesive behind the peanut butter or the peanut. You can place, whoops, well, I don't want to place it there, but you can place these just about anywhere you want, haphazardly, whatever makes you happy. I could have done 5 or 3 or 4, whatever, however many that you like, you can add to it. I did pop one up earlier on foam tape. I'll just peel the back off of that. And apply it wherever I want. So there is my peanut label. Now I'm going to decorate my jelly jar label. I'm going to do the same thing. So I did add a dark green to the blackberries, and I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive. I'm going to put one at an angle. I will pick up another one, and I did back the other piece with some foam. Whoops. I pushed them and I pushed them again. And I'm going to put this one right here, and then I'll remove the foam from this. So tell me, out of these two, we have raspberry and blackberry, but what is your favorite kind of jelly? I cannot fathom the idea that some people like orange marmalade. You will not see me make an orange marmalade card or eat it. No way. So with the reverse tweezers, I will just place this right down on my jar where I think I like it. And I'm going to put another little weight on that. So my favorite jelly would be raspberry. And I also like the seeds. I don't want you to strain out the seeds and give me jelly. I want jam. That's what I like. I like jam. There we go. And then I'm going to just remove that and put it on that for a second. See how much easier the reverse tweezers make hanging on to things? Well, for me especially, but you'll find a great use in them too. So again, with a $69 purchase, you'll get the reverse tweezers at no charge. Now, let's go ahead and put this card all the way together. It's lifting up over here. Okay. I'm trying to leave things so that you can see some things, and I'm running out of creative space. So I know I want to bring this up a little bit further than I had it, because I did not like where I had all that empty space. So again, I'm trying not to go too fat with my card, but these are fat, so I am going to put a little bit, they're a little bit thicker because of the foam, so I'm going to put a piece of foam tape behind this guy. And I don't think that will make anything thicker than the shaker part does. But I went real thick on this one. So I am going to put this in the same vicinity. All right, now I want to put this maybe right in like this. So I could use my reverse tweezers if I wanted to, but I don't want to get, oh look, I keep pulling the pin in and out of this. I don't want to squeeze my foam. I want it to stay, or bend the paper, because it is foam, and if it squeezes too hard, it might bend my paper on the outside. So I'm going to put my peanut butter right there, and I will put my jelly right here. Oh, I love it. Can you hear my dog snoring? I have two little Frenchies. If you've heard any of my videos before, you know that they're always right under my feet. Turn this a little bit more. And they have a bed right under my craft station. So there they are. And they will not move, no matter what I do. I've tried to block them out. Nothing works. So, do you have a crafting partner? Okay, so here are, if you do, tell me who you like to craft with. Do you like to craft alone or with people? Sometimes I like both. So on this one, I only had one lolly because I didn't feel that there was really a place for additional one. So I'm going to put this one right here on the corner. And I think I'm going to put one down in this area. We're going to see what happens. I'm not going to stick it down yet. You can see I'm moving it all over the place. I'm going to wait and see what I like. And I want to use some of these clear epoxy dots. They come in all kinds of colors. They come in a bundle. They're gorgeous. They're some of my favorites. I have gone through I don't know how many sheets, and I keep begging for more. All right, I'm going to throw this one under too. I like to put it where it's maybe half under the paper. Why not? I like it. I like it that way. And then I do really, really love these iridescent bubbles. I'm going to go ahead and add those to the Oh, I like where that landed. Unexpectedly landed, because I didn't have control over that one. And I'm struggling picking this one up. So let's see. Let's pick it up and then we'll push it into place. All right, let's see. Oh, I like that. And then, all right, I'm going to push these down because I do like them. This guy's a little too far over though. There. All right, and then I'm going to use some of these little epoxy with stripes. And these are stuck really well to the plastic. So I am going to carefully, very carefully, because it doesn't want to come off. There. And if it doesn't want to come off of that, it's certainly not going to come off of your card. So make sure you know where you want to stick it before you put it down, because it also sticks to your fingernails. Let's go a little lower. Nope, I don't like that either. Oh boy. So I have this lifter rubber thingy. I'm going to lift it and let's see. Where do I want him? I think I just want a cluster. Okay, I want another one. And it better not give me as much trouble. And I know exactly where this one's going. I want this one up by the peanut butter. And that's not what I want. Up by the peanut butter. Very cute. Now you can put, now I'm an embellishment person. I love embellishments. Either I do very few or I do way too many. I don't, what do you like to do? Do you like a little or a lot? I just can't help it. Look, how much cooler does this card look with a little bit of bling or a lot of bling? Just make sure you like the person that you're giving this to. Okay? Make sure they do a cartwheel for your homemade cards. Just love a little bit more bling. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need one more. And I know exactly where I want to put it. Not on my fingernail. There we go. So you can use any embellishments you like. I tried to stick to the purple because I wanted it to have a theme. You could even tie some purple ribbon here. Hold on. I'm going to get some string. Hold on a sec. Look what I have. It's a little older, but it's sparkle string from Queen & Company. And it's going to make a fabulous decoration on this purple card. I just feel like it needs something a little more. So pop open my card. Wrap through the card. I want to wrap through twice. I like a little bit of extra stuff. And then I'm going to tie a bow right up here to the top. But let me show you something. I have trouble, and I know you do too. I'm going to use my reverse tweezers to hold my spot where I want to tie my bow. And let's see if it holds it for me. I know it is because I did it on my yellow one. I think it's fantastic. So then I'm just going to readjust my bow before I take those off. Make sure that I've pulled it out as much as I want and tie a little baby bow. Oh my God, I'm loving it. Look at the detail that it added. Just enough. Now let me trim this down. It's a little too long, and this one was a little too long. What do you think? Okay, that's still a little too long. I love it. Sorry I can't read your comments because I would love to be crafting with you instead of for you. There we go. So I grabbed the other scissors because these guys cut foam tape and paper, but they just don't cut twine. So there you go. Raspberry or blackberry, people. You decide. You could take circles and make blueberries. You can, oh boy, there's so many things that you can do, but easily make blueberries instead of blackberries. You just not use the berry or the greenery and just put circles and they'll be blueberries. That sounds really cute. What do you think? I love it. And if you love these, remember with the $69 purchase, these are free tonight, but you cannot use your rewards. So I am grateful that you've been here with me tonight. I've had a great time. I'll get these posted up on the website soon too, so that you can see them all and have the inspiration all in one place. But I please, I recommend that you go over to the website and see what the other girls have created. There's some really amazing items, and this kit is super fun. So, enjoy. Thanks for coming tonight.